How to optimize your small closet. So many people tell me, oh my gosh, I have a small closet. What the heck am I supposed to do with all of my clothes? Now, this closet is not that cluttered, but it didn't feel right to my client, and that's all that matters to me. So I'm going to teach you some tips and tricks of what to do when you have a really small closet and want to optimize it for organization. The first tip that I have for you is to pull everything out of the closet and sort it by type into categories. This will really give you a sense of exactly what you have, and it also allows us to reimagine the possibilities of the space. Think about what it's like when you go to an open house and it's totally empty. It really allows you to re-envision all of those possibilities. And look at how much more spacious it looks simply because I pulled everything out. I also recommend doing a light cleaning while you're at it in that space. I had accidentally realized that I left a few things at the top of the closet, so you're going to see me in a second making sure to pull down those few pairs of socks that I had somehow missed. It probably was because I didn't pull out my ladder, as I usually do. So then I went through all of the items, and so the next tip that I have for you is to be really, really mindful and thoughtful as you decide what you're going to keep, because your square footage is so limited. You're only going to keep what reasonably fits in the space that you have. Now, in the case of this client, everything did reasonably fit, so that part was pretty easy, but many people that I work with small closets are bursting at the seams, and so we only want to keep what will reasonably and realistically fit in the space. My next tip for you is to group all of the items by type. I know you may be thinking, maybe I should do it by color, but my recommendation for you is to group all like items together, and here I am making sure all of the shirts are facing the same direction, that they are all right side out, and as much as possible, I tried to line up matching hangers. My next tip for you is to use slim hangers if you have them, because that will really help to optimize that horizontal space if you only have one bar like this client does. My final tip that I wanted to share with you is to not be afraid to use the vertical space. And here we can see that we have two shelves above where the rod is, and we only actually use one of them for a few hats. So we have so many options for the future of how our client can use that space. One thing that you might want to do is to store off-season items on the higher shelves, and that will allow you to really maximize the vertical square footage of the space as well. Here's a look at the before and after. I know that it's a really slight difference, but it still makes a huge difference in our clients' day-to-day life.